Welcome to WonderKids Learning, where curiosity comes alive.
Going on a pretty incredible journey, but we're not heading out into space. Nope, we're going deep, deep into the heart of our own planet to uncover the secrets hidden right under our feet.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever really stopped to think about what's actually, under everything? Under the grass, the buildings, the oceans. I mean, if you could just dig a tunnel straight down to the center of the Earth, what do you think you'd find? Well, I'll tell you this much. The answer is way more dynamic and honestly a lot weirder than you probably imagine.
Okay, so let's get right into it. A lot of people kind of think Earth is just this big, solid ball of rock, right? But the reality? Oh, it's so much cooler than that. The best way to picture our planet is to think of it like a giant jawbreaker, or maybe a peach. It's got these totally distinct, separate layers, and trust me, each one has its own wild story. So, our journey starts right where we all live, the very first layer, the crust. Yep, this is our home turf, the ground we're walking on, right now.
And the crust is pretty much what it sounds like. It's this thin, hard outer shell. But think about this. Every single thing you know is on it. Every mountain, every ocean, every single city. It all exists right here, on this one layer. It's literally the stage for all of human history.
And here's what's gonna blow your mind. The scale. If you could shrink the entire Earth down to the size of an apple, the crust, our entire world, would be no thicker than the apple skin. That's it. It's this incredibly thin, fragile shell just floating on top of everything else we're about to dive into.
Okay, let's go deeper. We're sinking down, past the crust, and into this vast, hidden world, the moving mantle.
Now, the mantle is the real beast. It makes up most of our planet's mass, and it's weird stuff. It's not really solid, but it's not really liquid either. The best way to think of it is like a river of super hot rock, churning in super slow motion, kind of like thick boiling honey. And this constant, powerful movement, that's the engine that drives our entire planet.
So, why does this slow motion river of rock matter to you and me? Well, it has massive consequences for us up here on the surface. That movement is what's literally shoving the continents around. It's what makes the ground shake during an earthquake. It's what forces molten rock to burst through the crust and create a volcano. This is proof that our planet isn't just some dead rock. It's a living, breathing system, constantly changing from the inside out.
All right, buckle up. We're heading to the final destination on our trip down Mantle. We are at the very heart of the planet now, a place of absolutely extreme heat and pressure, the outer and inner cores.
So get this, the center of the world is actually in two parts. First, you've got the outer core. It's basically a swirling ocean of liquid iron and nickel. But then, right in the middle of that, you have the inner core, which is a solid ball of the exact same stuff. Now, wait a second. How can the very center be solid if it's also the hottest part of the planet? Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
But first, let's talk about the outer core's superpower, because it has one. All that churning liquid metal generates a massive magnetic field that wraps around our entire planet. And look, this isn't just some neat trivia fact. This magnetic shield is a literal force field, protecting all life on Earth from dangerous radiation blasting from the sun. Without it, life as we know it would be impossible. Simple as that.
And that brings us back to that crazy paradox of the inner core. It's as hot as the surface of the sun, but it's totally solid. So why? The answer is one word: pressure. The weight of the entire planet is crushing down on the core, squeezing those iron and nickel atoms so incredibly tight that they physically can't melt. They're just locked in place, forming this solid, super hot ball at the center of everything.
Okay, so our trip to the center is complete. Let's head back up to the surface now and put all these pieces together. Let's talk about the big picture and why these hidden layers matter so much to every single one of us.
So, let's do a quick flyby recap, right? We started on the crust, our thin, rocky home. Then we dove into the mantle, that slow-moving river of rock. Deeper still, we hit the outer core, the liquid metal engine. And finally, we reached the very center, the inner core, that solid, super hot heart of it all.
See, these layers aren't just things in a textbook. They are the vital signs of our planet, and they affect you every day. Next time you hear about an earthquake on the news, that's the mantle moving. A volcano erupting, that's the mantle's heat bursting through. And right now, as you're listening to this, you are being protected from harmful solar wind by that amazing magnetic field from the outer core.
So, after all that, after our journey to the center of the Earth and back, I've got one last question for you. Which layer do you think is the coolest? The fragile crust we live on?
The powerful, moving mantle, the life-saving outer core, or that totally mind-bending solid inner core? You know, the best part is that they're all working together, making our planet the incredible home that it is. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
See you next time, little explorers!